As Football Nation gets ready for the fun and excitement that comes with celebrating the big game, it's important to remember that serious car accidents spike during this time. Well, let's welcome Trey Harrell III, auto accident attorney with the Trey Harrell Law Office. Good to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
So, of course, we're talking about something that's just so fun and just it brings a lot of joy to a lot of people, but we got to stay serious when it comes to car accidents. And
Exactly.
Is it true that we tend to see car fatalities rise by at least 40%?
It is. We see massive spikes of drinking and driving, people getting behind the wheel after having some. I saw a stat that 325 gallons of beer, 325,000, of course, 325,000 gallons of beer consumed on Big Game Sunday. Big Game Sunday.
Yeah.
It's just crazy that.
Not by one person.
Not by one person.
No,
At least I hope not.
Yeah.
That'd be.
That'd be a whole other
That'd be
segment.
a whole other. Yeah.
But it's true. People imbibe, and alcohol is always part of the celebration.
Yeah.
But people need to understand you don't have to get behind the wheel of a car.
People need to do the things that they can do to prevent them from being placed in that opportunity of having to get behind the wheel with when they've had too many. That's why we do the Trey Helps You Uber voucher program, where someone can go to TreyHelpsYouUber.com, enter some basic information, and we'll send them a $10 voucher that they can use on Big Game Sunday to get home from the game.
That's great.
Yeah.
So you don't even have to break the bank to get yourself home.
Yeah.
And I know Uber, they tend to spike up the prices as well, and so this kind of eases it a little bit, levels the playing field.
It does. It gives a little buffer of whatever that surge may be, and on top of that, it kind of go ahead and puts in your mind. So if you've had one or two too many, you're not thinking clearly. You've already got that in your mind. Hey, I'm going to take a ride home. I'm going to make sure I don't get behind the wheel.
Yeah,
so it's a big plus.
Can we talk about though? Should you get pulled over for drinking and driving? Serious charge.
Yeah, serious charge. And rightfully so.
Yeah.
Drinking and driving is nothing to mess around with. Primarily, my practice, we handle auto accidents, and so we see firsthand the devastating consequences of somebody who's in a collision.
Talk a bit about that.
Yeah. When you've been in that scenario, a lot of times the person who gets behind the wheel, who's had too much to drink, isn't the person who gets injured the most because they're loose.
That's right.
It's that other individual in another car who's driving, or sadly passengers' children who are injured. And so it's just, we have to do everything we can to make a real difference and to keep people off the roads. And so with the Trey Helps You Uber voucher program, it's just something that we saw, hey, it's $10. It's not a bunch of money, but it's something that can put that in people's minds. We started doing them on Memorial Day weekend and do it periodically throughout holidays. And we've had over 750 people claim the voucher since Memorial Day weekend.
That's good. So people are heeding the advice. And if that doesn't scare you straight, I mean, you certainly don't want to injure anybody else. You don't want to injure yourself. But if you were to get pulled over after drinking and driving, that can upend your life in ways that you can't anticipate.
Yeah. It's there, and it'll always be on your record, even if you're able to get it resolved or get it handled. An insurance company, when they're deciding how much to charge you the premiums, will be able to see that you were pulled over for it. Now, they may claim that that's not going to affect your rates, but clearly
it always does.
Yeah, clearly it is. Yeah.
No, it absolutely does.
Yeah.
Here in South Carolina, what does that statistic look like? We're looking nationwide at that 40% spike in actual vehicle-related deaths during the big game. But what about here in South Carolina? We tend to have an issue with that here, don't we?
Yeah, we do. On any major holiday where people imbibe and enjoy themselves, we tend to always see a spike. Big Game Sunday is no different than any of the other days, and so that's why we're doing a big push starting this early, a week or so before the game, to really get it out there and get people to know about it. So they can go to TreyHelpsYouUber.com to claim that voucher, or you can go to our social medias at Trey Helps on any social media and see when we do other Trey Helps You Uber vouchers.
That's great.
I think it's about personal responsibility, and so you as an individual need to make the decision beforehand and have that route. Just with anything,
Yeah.
you have a route to make sure you're going to be able to pay your bills, to make sure you're going to be able to do certain things. Just have that plan.
Let me ask you this
Yeah.
question before we go. What is the cost to the individual should they get charged with driving under the influence?
That changes, and that varies. You're going to have to hire a lawyer. You're going to have to pay whatever fines and fees. Your insurance is going to go up.
Can you give us a ballpark?
Yeah, you're going to have to go up. When I used to do DUIs, we don't do DUIs anymore. We would charge anywhere between $75 to $10,000, $7,500 to $10,000.
Thousands of dollars this is going to impact you.
Thousands and thousands of dollars.
Thousands and thousands of dollars. If that does not scare you straight, just make sure you go to his website, you download the voucher, and you be safe during the big game.
TreyHelpsYouUber.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Trey. And it's happening on Sunday, so make sure you get those vouchers, have it ready. We're back after this.